David, I agree with you totally about information sharing because knowledge is key in this industry. Could you give us an example of what the roadblocks or the blockages are with information sharing or lack of thereof?
Key blockage is cultural. It really is. We have some pretty important privacy legislation that's in place, but again, people are telling me not much of the blockages are actually about the legislation. We have some agencies that cannot share information according to legislation, and look, to credit, that's been changed and people are giving that a real go to change that to make it more. I think the main thing is though that it's about the vehicles of sharing information. If you as a government agency share information with one company, you potentially give them a quite significant commercial advantage. If you give it to the wrong company, then you've potentially blown your sources and methods. How can we create, in my mind, good information exchanges that are able to create trust while at the same time being quite inclusive?
Would one of the solutions there be training in ethics? The way I see it, that there are other industries, the financial industry and so on, that are providing ethics training for their managers and people like that. Should security and law enforcement intelligence be looking at that sort of thing, saying, what is our ethical standpoint on all this?
Oh, look, I think they do. I wouldn't see that as being where the problem is. So I think to me, most of the problem comes down to trust. And it's understanding what happens to that bit of information after I've passed it to I've passed it to person A. What happens to that bit of information then? Do they pass it to A1, A2, or do they pass it to B? And then who's B connected to? So once you let loose the control information, that's difficult then to where you can't bring it back. To me, I think it's a lot about creating a kind of space where the information is sufficiently desensitised, so sources and methods are taken out, privacy considerations are taken into account, and people are able to buy into the information exchange with people whose job it is to work out whether they're legitimate, and that people then who are receiving it understand how they've got it, why they've got it. Government and government agencies, I think, are too strapped to do that job of screening a whole lot of people to share information with. So to me, that it's how do you create that exchange process? But that's one of the things I really want to look at this year. So with another bit of research we'll do next year is just looking at how you can create those kinds of information exchanges using global examples.